Fat Daddy, baby.
All right. Rich Rising, everybody. I'm here live with you guys with my guy, Joe Dipaola. He is, I'm actually going to let him introduce himself. So, Joe, if you could introduce yourself to the people watching this video today, just who are you and what do you do, right? A little
Yeah,
bit about yourself.
yeah, absolutely. My name's Joe Dipaola. I'm 30 years old, born and raised in St. Petersburg, Florida. Still live here. I'm a local business owner. I own a home remodeling company called MR Renovations. And I'm also a little bit of an investor. I do some Forex trading, things of that nature. But yeah, that's me.
Awesome. And so, what challenges were you facing before getting involved with the Graduate to Never Employed mentorship?
Honestly, I would say one of the biggest things would be direction. Like, there's all this information out there about what you should do, what you can do, whatnot. And so I guess it was really just like, okay, what do I do first? And then even if I were to figure that out, okay, what's the next step? So yeah, direction being one of the biggest things, and just obviously a lot of the information that you teach in there is not something that they teach in school or that's easily accessible online unless you know exactly what to look for. So yeah, direction and that for sure.
No, thanks for sure. And so, how did you first hear about us? Like, I think you told me it was on Instagram, right?
Yeah. So if I'm not mistaken, you know how with Instagram algorithm, just random things will pop up, and
Yeah.
I don't know how, but yeah, you just popped up out of nowhere one day, and then I liked one of your things, and then I kept seeing stuff. I hadn't followed you yet, and then I followed you, and then even I still do this every time you post something, I screenshot it because I'm like, ooh, I need this real quick. And yeah, so after that, I just started every time you posted. I checked it out. I started, looking stuff up online, like, basically comparing what you're saying to what I'm seeing on the internet. And I was like, all right, this guy seems legit. And I reached out like probably 5 times and never pulled the trigger. And it was just like, I wanted to get more information and, just, I wanted to be sure about it, even though I was already sure about it. And then, yeah, finally I just like reached out, set up a call, and here we are, man.
No, that makes sense. That definitely makes sense. And I understand like some of your initial hesitations was just because, I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on online, and how do
Yeah.
you know me from Joe Blow or Joe Schmo or whoever, right? So,
Right.
no, that definitely makes sense. And so, like, what stood out to you about our program compared to like someone else or, some other programs that you might have considered?
Yeah, it's a great question. Really, the biggest thing is transparency. Like nothing to hide. Hey, this is what the cost is. This is what comes with it. This is the expected, basically your return on your investment of what you should get. And just communication, like all around, pretty much customer service and transparency for me.
Awesome. That's great. Thanks.
Hmm.
And so, is there like a specific feature or a specific moment, in these last couple months, maybe that you feel like it made a significant impact on your life?
Are you talking about like in regards to the mentorship, like what I've gotten out of it that stands out, or?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, there's been multiple things, but just because it's the most recent thing as of this morning, is obviously the help with the credit score and other things as well. But yeah, with this morning waking
Sure.
up and seeing the massive improvement in that alone, I mean that there's enough. I'm basically getting more value than I am for what I'm paying, which and being in the customer service and sales industry, like that's huge for me because I try to provide that for my customers. That and then just the overall guidance. Like I said, there was a lack of sense of direction previously to coming on with you guys. So since then, I have a real good sense of direction. Um, Obviously, you're a great hype train. So like if I'm feeling down or something like that, and I've never had like I wasn't really, that's not really what I was wanting to hear from Danny. Like even if it was like, okay, I needed to hear that, and I know that's good for me. So
Respect.
um, yeah, I mean, yeah, dude, you're great. Thanks.
Awesome. Thanks, man. Thank you. And and you mind telling everybody, where your credit's at today?
Yeah. So I think when I started with you, I believe I was I may be mistaken on this, mid fives, something like that. It was just from me being, well, me who I was at the time, just irresponsible.
Yeah, life
And so,
happens.
as of this
Mhm.
morning, we're sitting at a 731, and I've been on your mentorship for it's November, I think almost 4 months now. So that's a pretty big turnaround in a short amount of time. Um, so yeah, man, 731. That's a very, very big improvement. If I'm not mistaken, I was at 568 when I first started. So 32. That's a 163-point gain, if I'm not mistaken. So
Yes, let's go. Let's go.
yeah,
I love it, man. And can you share maybe an example of maybe how your business changed or how your life has changed or how you see it is changing because of this program or basically what the results from the the benefits of this program will bring you to in your life?
yeah, absolutely. So for the most part of my life, I've been a pretty much on the fence person. Like I may I may be pretty convicted about something, but still be on the fence about it. And so for me, like with the business, I finally went off on my own just to keep it short. My dad and I were in business together, and then I finally just pulled the trigger and said, okay, I'm doing this on my own. I want to do it just more efficiently. I want to be more profitable. And, I just wanted to do it the way I wanted to do it. And so really being in the mentorship kind of pushed me over the fence, which is what I needed because I was really having a hard time doing it for myself. But it pushed me over the fence to be able to like go off on my own and try to grow and scale the business. And sitting on, a couple of months being in the mentorship, like my business is just growing like crazy. Like it's almost comical and hard to believe when I sit down and I'm looking over numbers and it's like, this is where we were like 4 months ago. And then like, this is where we are today. Like the amount of revenue I was doing in a month, I'm doing in a week and a half, 2 weeks now.
Ooh,
So like, I mean, it's ridiculous. Of course, obviously it's not all profit, but like a lot more of it's profit now than it was before.
yeah, awesome.
And I got everything structured the right way because of you. I have a lot more like I have a bigger sense of like self confidence within like the business world because of you, and well, because of you and just like your whole mentorship. Like I know you have your team too, so but you,
No, I
Danny.
appreciate you.
Um, so um, yeah, man, all around, like I think I've gained everything that I've wanted and more. To be honest, like
Awesome.
from the personal development side to the financial side to the like visualization manifestation side of things. So yeah,
Awesome. Thanks, Joe. We really appreciate that. I really appreciate that. And just
absolutely.
to sort of close off things here, what would you say to someone that's considering joining the program but they're just unsure?
Well, you're going to have to make some risks in your life. And I know that a lot of things on the internet may be risky, especially on Instagram. So if you're seeing Danny's stuff on Instagram or wherever you're seeing it, like there's no risk without, there's no reward without risk. So take the risk, like trust yourself a little bit. He's going to give you, he's literally only going to ask for 1% of your trust and the results are going to earn the other 99%, in my opinion. So just do it. Like, stop thinking about it, stop looking at his page 100 times, and just like set up a meeting, sign up for it, and do it. Because the longer you wait, the less likely you are to do it. So that and like you'd be doing yourself a disservice to not do something about your financial future or just even your personal development future. Like the you in 2 years or even 6 months from now is going to look back and be like, just like I was, thank God I did this. Like 100%. I have conversations with my wife on a regular basis about, I don't know where I would be at this current moment had I not just said, all right, screw this, and reached out to you and signed up. Although at that time it was like, all right, it was going to be hard for me to fit it in financially, but it's like, look, at the end of the day, sacrifices have to be made for success. So if it has to be a little bit of a financial sacrifice right now, it's 100% worth it.
Awesome. Thank you, Joe. We really appreciate your testimonial. And I'm even more excited
Absolutely.
about your success. I'm
Thank you.
super excited about MR Renovations, everything we're doing with your online presence and growing your brand. Listen, guys, if you are in Florida, do you mind sharing any more
Yeah.
specifics of Florida, where you're at?
Yeah, so we're in Central Florida on the West
Central
Coast.
Florida.
We're Pinellas
Okay.
County, like Tampa Bay area, Gulf. Well, obviously Gulf. We're on the West. But we're on the little peninsula of the bigger peninsula. So we service Pinellas County, Hillsborough County, Pasco, and Polk. And yeah, so if you guys need any work, by all means, reach out. If you have questions, whatever, reach out. I'm a very transparent person when it comes to business and remodeling. So
listen, guys, there is literally, from the conversations that we've had in developing, the business that he already has, he's second to none. There's no other better home remodeling and renovation company than, Joe's company, MR Renovations. Even the way that he does his process, which you guys will want to follow him because you'll see more about his process on his page and on his website and all that good stuff. He's a great guy, down to earth, very transparent, very clear on what he's providing to his customers. Even though he's growing his brand, his business right now, growing his team, scaling it, he still likes to make sure that he's a part of the customer experience. He likes to make sure that every new customer coming in, you guys get a little touch of Joe. So, I'm super excited for anybody in Florida that needs, some renovations, some remodeling. Make sure you go to @m.r.renovations on Instagram, Facebook, and follow Mr. _ Renovations. I'll tag it in here as well.
Yeah, you're fine. I believe it's m. Well, hold on. Let's see. Mr. _ Renovate 94, and then our Instagram page is m.r.renovate. Somebody had MR Renovations taken on Instagram.
Gotcha.
So
perfect, no problem. Right. So I'm gonna make sure I tag all that on the video. Listen, guys, it's time for you guys to elevate your lifestyle. Like Joe said, there's no way that you'll get to the next level in life without making sacrifices. You are where you are today because of the information and the perspective that you've had up until today. So if you want a new tomorrow, you have to start today. So guys, we're signing off. Super excited for Joe here. And make sure you guys tap in and let's get to it. All right, y'all. Signing off. Joe, did you have any last words you wanted to say?
Yeah, just you won't regret it if you decide to move forward with a mentorship with Danny and his team. Like I said, there's no reward without any risk. So do you want to continue to take the risks that you're making right now, or take the risk to, secure your future and, just move into, a better mindset, a better financial position, a better, just a better life, I guess. I don't want to sound cliche, but yeah, just do it. Just Nike, just do
it. That's a fact. All right. Well, hey guys, we appreciate you all for watching. Make sure you tap into Joe. Make sure you graduate to never employ with us. All right, let's get to it, y'all.
Fat Daddy, baby.